Dun, 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 dun. What's up? Welcome, everyone, to the last season.
It's crazy. Don't say it that way, but it is.
Season 14, episode 1.
That is so crazy. It's hard to even think about.
Yeah. It's been a long road to get here. The beginning of the end, as we call it.
Is it the end?
I don't know.
I have this weird feeling we're going to get to in this book and we're not going to be very satisfied. And we're going to have to reread.
Start the podcast all over
again because there's going to be something we missed. There's going to be that one page that said, instead of moving forward, read this backwards, and we're going to miss it. And then the end is in reading it backwards. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. It might be. Well, we're here.
And your beard looks beautiful.
It does. It's a beautiful beard. Yeah.
I had a dream 2 nights ago that I was shaping it up, and I accidentally, somebody started talking to me, and I was just going over it with a number 4. But then, I looked down, and there was no guard on it, and I took the whole thing off.
When I grew my beard out,
crying.
I've never grown it out like that, but I've got my beard somewhat large before, and I went to my barber, and we were just talking. He wasn't paying attention, and he's triming up the sides or whatever, and just went and trimmed, and he was and you can see his face. I was like, "Really, dude?" I just take
an investment in time and emotional energy. I had already made it past the scruffy part. It was comfortable again.
That did happen once. I was like, oh, so I shaved it all. It happens. He was getting close to retirement. He was an older guy, and I was like, okay, whatever. Anyways.
Well, what it really was is he's ex-military and he didn't like it. And he's like, gotcha.
So quick announcements. We got Lord Don, our newest patron, just joined an hour ago. So
we appreciate you.
Welcome from the UK, originally from South Africa. Got some SOAFs.
You know what? Let's roll with it. This episode's for you, brother.
Yeah. It was always funny. I always loved the South African accent too. When I was traveling overseas in Singapore, I hung out with a bunch of SOAFs, and it was these were younger guys though, so I'm not sure if this is how everyone in South Africa talks, but they were English accents with a California surfer dude, enunciation on everything. It was the most weirdest. I was like, what do I like?
Yeah. We've got American English, which we have in the United States. We have so many different draws.
Oh yeah. Yes.
But then that's still very different from British English, which they could differentiate. They could probably tell which part of the island you're from, but we can't. It's all the same to us almost. But then you have Australian, and then you got your South African.
Yeah.
And then there's other countries that do English, but they have other primary languages that influence it. But those are all the primary, and they're all so different and unique in their own way. I like the South African. I'm still partial to the Australian accent.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but it's always fired me up.
Mises SOAFs question mark. That's what they called themselves when I met these young guys. They're like, we're SOAF, from SoCal. We're from SOAF. And I was like, so I'm not sure if that's even a thing. It's just what they did.
It might have been the thing just during that specific time.
When time frame with that specific group of people. It's no one else does it at all. It's SoCal. It's SOAF. I was like, all right, cool, dude. I have no idea if that's a thing or not. But it stuck with me because I was like, I've never heard that expression or called, South Africans called that before, but cool.
If it ever was or eventually turned into a slur, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
And that was not intended.
Yeah, that was not intended at all if it is a slur.
Right.
Anyway. Yeah. So if we have any South African listeners, you can go ahead and send me a message and let me know how horribly culturally inappropriate I'm being. And I will probably still not correct my ways, but I'll try. I'll do my hardest. They told me it was okay. It's like they teach you bad words. That means hello.
Yeah.
You start going up to random old ladies and F you. And they're just laughing.
I've been set up to do that in Germany, and I have set up foreigners in English to do that here.
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage.
It's hilarious.
And please let us know if Alan just got one of his.
Yep, I
That'd be cool.
probably did. Yeah. Ian, what's up with the background? Yeah, Ian moved into a giant mansion.
He's been
No.
secretly rich this whole time.
Right. I forgot. So, the viewers here might be upset with me saying this, but I'm in my new podcast setup, which for the new podcast I'm working on with Alan, and Chris is adding to that as well.
Every now
I
and then.
decided I'm going to try and be professional right off the bat. So it's laptop with a really nice webcam, with a really nice microphone setup. The trouble is it takes up half my dining room table. I don't have a dedicated desk. But yeah, it was still on the table from last week, so I figured I'd use it instead of just being on my phone. I didn't give up on the podcast. It's just I had some technological difficulties during this podcast, and I said, screw it. My phone is good enough. I'm just going to roll with that. And I did that for a very long time.
Yeah.
It became the norm.
That's because he's more comfortable on his couch.
I hope the quality comes through in my thoughts and occasional jabs at Alan's dark friendness. I hope you all appreciate that enough that always on the phone are acceptable to you.
Yeah.
But I do not own a piano. There's no brick. Oh, no, I do have brick in my house at the fireplace, but that's not it.
Yeah.
Behind me is drywall. You just can't see it.
Yeah. Well, for starters, we know it's fake because it's definitely dark outside. It is. It's very dark outside. On the East Coast where we are recording.
Indeed.
Yeah. So personal life. What did I do this weekend? I did like a lot of chores, and we went to push gardens. That was fun. Yeah.
Wait, they're open early? This early?
They're open year round now, just on weekends.
Oh, my brother didn't tell me that.
I didn't know that until Alan actually very kindly shot me an invite because I had my boys with me, but it was semi last second for us to change.
It was last second. I was like, ooh, who else can we go with? Ian, you're in Richmond. That's like halfway. Come on.
I kind of wish we'd have gone. Honestly, like a couple hours sooner or the night before, we would have been a yes. But we had just locked in our plans for the day.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
rearranged here. What up, homie? Sorry.
I rearranged my desk actually, kind of like so that way the camera can be better positioned, and I hung a shelf up. So like I actually have a shelf that it's like the first decoration I ever put on a wall myself, like for myself. And
wow. Pause just a second. This is the largest listening ship group we've had in probably 3 years.
Probably.
You're excited
about this book.
I watched that number. This is the first time we've been over 12, and I don't know how we have 18 people. We've almost doubled our average. That's absolutely crazy. Not to say people don't come back and watch or listen, but wow. Like, and I agree. I know we had not into it yet, but this book already has blown my socks off. Like,
yeah.
And let's be honest, Chris, I know we haven't done a reread yet. All the books are quality and you get important stuff from all the books, right? That being said, asterisk, there is a certain point where, like, if I was following somebody else in their journey, there is a certain point where I'd be like, well, I'm going to catch back up with them.
Yeah, it was 5 books ago. Maybe even 6. Like, I started to get lonely. Nobody was watching. I was like, are we really still doing this? 21 people. Never have we ever had 21 people watching us.
Got a first time watching live. Yay.
Welcome.
Hey, you know what? This episode is also for you.
It's like, eat my
Alan, tell him to pick a gift of choice from the shop.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Why not?
And then you and I work behind the scenes. I got this one covered.
Okay, cool. Does that mean I can send a red rod too?
No,
not to the fan.
Actually, I mean, no. If they request it, it has to be the request. You can't give a red rod unless they consent to the red rod.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. There's consent with red rods.
Unless it's your mother, in which case you got to come in. You just don't know it yet. Alan.
All right.
Waiting.
Just Hit
episode.
Hit me up on Discord. Is it
Yeah, please do.
Doll?
I would recommend anything floaties related. We've had so many other things, but that is still my favorite. The floaties mug is fantastic. The only thing outside of the floaties thing that I think is fantastic that's come out of our merch is the Semestia.
Oh, I love that shirt.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
It's all great, but those two, the floaties and the Semestia stuff, is so good.
Floaties will always be my favorite.
Yeah,
me too.
I gave away all of my Wheel of Reeds mugs. I don't even own one anymore. I have a Dusty Wheel mug. You see on my there's Dusty Wheels up there. Yeah, but that's the only mug
I have. I have my red hand mug. I've got my.
I got the red hand shot glass. I have two of them actually on my mantle, like they're prized possessions.
I got like Will Reed stickers somewhere.
I have my Will Reed shot glass.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, somewhere in one of these drawers I actually have a bunch of Will Reed stickers. Anyway, and a bunch of Jordan Con passes from previous years. Which that, by the way, announcement that's coming up soon. Like we're like
already blocked it off in my work schedule.
It's next month.
Yeah.
Ian, take off work.
Well, you have to hit me up during the. You call me during the day, but you never bring that up. I need to actually put that leave in.
Schedule a text message right now to him.
Right, set an alarm.
Yeah. So
I need a secretary in my personal life, and it's not because I'm so sophisticated and busy. It's because I'm dumb as shit and I forget everything.
Yeah. Oh, also, we got to pour one out. God, we have so many announcements. It just made me think of this. I read a book yesterday, or not yesterday. Yeah, last week. I read it all in 1 week, a whole book in 1 week. Because the new movie Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir is coming out. So I went and read the whole book, and that book's awesome. So I'm looking for that movie. I'm looking forward to that movie. Sci-fi. It's sci-fi related. Pour one out for our homie Dan Simmons. I know Ian and I are both big fans of him. He passed away like 2 weeks ago. So yeah. Rocky. Amaze. Anyway, what about you guys? What's going on in personal life?
Ian.
Oh, so I'm just going to roll with why I was late tonight because it's hilarious. We've been late so many times. Y'all are like, yeah, this is the normal. But tonight, I actually was sitting. So it's a big square table. I was sitting at the seat like right there where my mic is clamped on right now. And I was going to be ready, like on time, just to wow Alan, like early even. But Jacqueline and I sat down to have dinner at 6:00. And we started talking and the conversation just got really good. And we're eating and talking and drinking wine and having a good old time. And we still use a translator. She's got a lot of basic stuff down, but we use a translator for the deep conversations because whatever, neither one of us know that much about each other's language. But the phone is facing her. So my phone rings and it's Alan. And she goes, "Oh, it's Alan. Answer." And I go, "Okay. Answer." And he goes, "Bro, are you coming on?" And I was like, "Yeah, what time is it?" He was like, "It's after 9." So I look down and it looks like 8:06, but my phone's upside down. It's actually 9:03. So Jacqueline and I start dying laughing. And of course, Alan's laughing because whatever. I've forgotten about a recording and been in Home Depot. You've
literally been on a canoe up the river literally without a paddle.
I've been everywhere. So Alan's laughing, and I'm like, oh God, even when I try, I'm late. So whatever, as long as you all know, it's not a lack of love for this or for the fans or whatever. I just whatever. But I had a fantastic dinner tonight because I have a surgery on Friday. So tonight's the last night where I'm going to go ham on what I'm eating. And then the next couple of days, it's going to be applesauce and yogurt. And then the very last day, I'm not eating nothing because the nature of what they're doing, they tell me to keep eating normal. But at least for the first few days after, I'm terrified of the digestive process happening because that's where they're removing stuff. Anyways, yeah. I'm going to slow down what I'm eating after tonight. So I went crazy. Also, throwback to when we started recording in COVID timeframes. Guys, I'm a bottle deep on my own of a good cat.
Oh, we're going back to old school.
And I've got a tall glass. So I'm either going to say some profound stuff or I'm going to interrupt everybody. It's shenanigans.
And Amis, I do still have the our mod mug. So yes, I have the mod mug. I did not give away that, so I still have that.
Amis, I still have your coaster, and I have a very small coffee table in my living room area, and the centerpiece is always the most recent flowers I have for Jacqueline, and then we have this like tranquility Buddhist sound humming thing my brother got me. It's important, and then I have your coaster. Those are the three things that are centerpiece in the middle of my living room.
Yeah.
So, thank you, love you.
Yeah. So, Chris, what's new with you?
Life is lifing still.
Okay.
I haven't talked much about it on here, but I will share, like, Chanel and I are prepping to move, and I say we are, like, I have been putting a lot of work into getting our townhouse empty as I can by myself, until my help arrives on the 14th. But we at least have a place to live. We know that much.
Yay.
Like I said, I haven't talked much about it on here. I haven't had the emotional bandwidth to actually share. But, like, you know, as you guys do know, Chanel lost her job back in July because of, you know, the American government and the turn it took in regards to where it was giving money. And, you know, when money stops flowing, people make decisions, and the hospitals had to make major decisions, and Chanel's job was one of those. And so we've really been struggling, and I will say that out loud. You know, we are people of faith, so we're praying and hoping, and, you know, having as much faith as we can that things are going to work out. But, you know, at the moment, it's still very much a lot of things in the air. But Chanel has had she had 2 interviews last week. She has had 3 interviews this week. The interview today went so well, they offered her a second round interview tomorrow. It's kind of one of those where I'm like, is this real? You know, like, it's also one of those kind of like sketchy deals where they're like, hey, you did really well this interview. We're going to do a panel interview tomorrow with the hiring manager and a teammate, which I'm like, okay, well, that's great. But then they mentioned her doing an assignment, and I'm like, I don't like that, because it sounds like they want free work from you. And then because I've heard of a lot of people getting this where they get free work out of you. You do good work, they use your work, and they don't give you the job. So I'm like, you know, she applied for the job a while back, and there was not much movement on it. It's just the typical HR thing. But then to have an interview and then a second one like the next day, it just seems, I'm praying that it's not too good to be true. But at the same time, it seems too good to be true. But then the interviews yesterday, I was actually home working in the house, and I listened to the interviews, and those went really well. So I'm just praying that it'd be great if in a week and a half she's got 3 job offers, or 2 weeks she's got 3 job offers. But if she can get one out of it, it'll definitely change our lives for the better.
Yeah.
And you know, that's part of the reason why I was late today. Like, I have a part-time job and have been working it for a while. I've got 2 part-time jobs, but both of them are super infrequent. And this month is the month where it seems like everything is happening. Like, everybody's spending money again. So, because I work at a conference center part-time for one of the jobs, everybody's spending money again. So then everybody's booking the conference rooms. So I'm flipping rooms one night, flipping it back the next night, emptying it out 2 days later. And so, like, you know, between that and then the other job, I help a guy that does interior decorating, and like offices are now changing over furniture and changing out carpet because they now have money. Right. So it's like, and then I have to move on top of that. So, you know, sleeping more than 5 hours a night is something I need to do, but won't be doing much of for the next at least 15 days. So
I can't give you advice on that, but on the lack of sleep, but still functioning at a high level relative to other people, you should talk to Alan.
Yeah.
I joke on him about it, but kind of tip of the cap, I don't know how you do what you do, Alan.
I had coffee. Lots and lots of coffee.
Here's the thing. Each individual thing you do, I can do at a high level. I can't do all the things you do. I don't understand. Good on you.
I'm writing an ebook right now too. I'm about 10,000 words in.
I don't understand.
Alan's like, I have a secret. I have elves. They work for me.
Who has to?
He
Yeah,
captured
Alan
some
is
of the
not
chances
entirely
of-
plausible.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Oh my gosh, Chris. The final
Anyways.
episode of our other podcast is going to be Alan revealing that,
He's
and I'm not even human. It's going to make so much sense.
It is. It's 100% going to make all the sense. That's the big reveal at the end.
He's
So
gonna be as superhuman as tall mayonnaise.
that's tall mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
But before we get into tall mayonnaise, let's talk about this prologue because we don't start with tall mayonnaise. We start with what?
We do.
Bard.
Fuck the rest.
Bard.
Excuse my
But we
language.
should
Can I
start
say
with
that
tall
on
mayonnaise,
YouTube?
but we'll talk
Yeah.
about it.
So we'll get right into this episode. So in the prologue, we start with I don't know how to pronounce his name. Bard. I just call him
It's
Bard.
random people.
Yeah, it's
I'm
random
supposed
people.
to know them because my brain registered this group of people as random people.
No, it's pretty much
Mhm.
random people.
Okay.
Yeah. So the previous night, there's a bubble of evil that came through the camp, and all the metal like just turned to liquid. So like,
This was
There.
a funny moment where literally they're like, I got a knife. It's like, wah, wah, wah. I'm gonna stab you with what? What are you really gonna do? I'll pay you. Pay me with what? Like
coins are melting. Everything's
everything's just falling apart. Like and this whole section is like, how are we still here? We are on the last book. So much stuff is going down in this world, and how do we still have people deny? And then I think about it in the real world, it happens all the time. How do we still have people denying the truth? Like our history is like the history shows that when crazy stuff goes down, it's the end times, but people don't want to accept it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it actually is. The B character, the guy who's making the stone spearhead, so they don't.
Yeah.
So that character's it was modeled on Tom's cosplay.
Oh.
So if you've met Tom, he's been on a podcast before. He works for what does he work for? Dragon Mount.
Mm.
He's also on the Way to Leaf podcast.
But his cosplay is a intentionally obscure character.
No, well, he did a cosplay about a blacksmith from the Wheel of Time or something like that, but it wasn't Pear, and I guess
Gotcha.
Brandon Sanderson wrote him in as a character based on his personality. Yeah, so
Okay.
That's cool.
Well,
I actually like that
that's
character.
cool really quick.
yeah, and he's been on our podcast before. He's also on the Way to Leaf sometimes. He's actually a new member of my new podcast as well. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's all coming full circle. Anyway, not to
Alan's gonna figure out a way to make things work. Like that's just
everything's coming together.
not even a thing. He's gonna find a way to make it work.
Yeah. But yeah, he's making some stone spearheads and watching Lord Jared. Because Jared's just sitting there in a little bit of a huff. Because
He's not the only one. There's a lot of people in this group that are huffing and puffing. Remember,
Yeah.
they're laying down their metal objects in hopes that they dry out in the sun tomorrow, but they watch everything melt away. And everybody's like, okay, all of physical reality makes no sense now. What the heck do we do? So he's not alone in his huff and a puff.
yeah.
It's
Yeah. Not Tom Brando Sando. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Oh yeah, I know exactly who we're talking about. I just found a picture of him. He's got a phenomenal beard. That's what I
does.
always
He has a very
remember
nice
about
beard.
him. Very, very nice beard.
He does. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Jared's blaming Elaine and all the Aes Sedai, and like it's demanding her head. It's like it's all her fault. And some people start to mock him, make fun of him. So like Jared's like, I'm gonna duck 2 months of your pay, and threatens to cut their tongue for insolence. And they just like walk
They're
away.
like, what are you paying us with?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. At this point, everybody kind of realizes that he's kind of lost his stuff, and he's just in denial. And of course, his ultimate goal is to, I think it was just get his wife on the throne. Is that what it was, or get his sister? I can't remember. I think it's his wife. but his whole goal was to get somebody else on Elaine's throne.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
his men are like, you do realize like we are witnessing the end times. And even his best friend, it was like, picks up his stuff and just like walks away from him. He's like,
Yeah.
this is just ridiculous. We have things to do. You know, I'm not going to be sitting here while the end time comes and the last battle happens. I will be where I need to be.
All
Yeah.
right. So do we judge him then? Do we go, oh, you silly goose? Or let's think about it. All of us, including Alan, who has 5 billion tasks that he does in any given day, like all of our normal people goals are very narrow. It's very niched. Like, okay, I've settled into this way of life, and this is where I'm heading, and this is what I actually can affect. So I'm gonna put my energies into doing this to try and achieve that. I'm moving in this direction, right? And all of that is based off of certain rules that are in place. And some people are better or worse at taking advantage of those rules. And this person had goals for him and his wife, for his family, and it was based off of certain rules that were in place. Fucking physics-based rules that metal will be metal. He based his decisions off that. And in a moment, that's like these very simple rules are unraveled. And it's taken him time to accept that literally everything in his life that he has planned around and tried to advance himself and his family around. Okay, you could judge him for, you know, trying to put himself and his family above others. That's open for debate. But he based all of this off of certain rules that currently don't apply. They've just been ripped away from reality. And he's taken time to adjust. And so in that, I don't judge him. That's jarring for anybody. For people that didn't have anything going on, the new norm is more easy to accept. For people that were on a path somewhere that they were striving for with a lot of energy and work, and that got ripped from them, that takes a moment to digest.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not he was a douchebag with or without physics working properly, totally up for conversation. But I'm just saying, I look at it and I'm like even now, I'm that stupid old person with here's my 1 week plan at work. I also have a 1 month, 1 year, and a 5-year plan, you know, but all of that is based off of things that we know to be true right now. And what I've learned at 43 is you can have a 5-year plan, but all the rules are going to change in 2 years. So like, good luck.
Yeah, the earlier you can learn that the only constant in life is inconsistency, the better off you're going to be. Like, life is inconsistent. It always is.
Alan, we had no idea. We had no idea how valuable. We used to laugh about it. But the advice we got in high school sailing with the one coach that was like, you got to tack, you got to
Yeah,
job.
job.
And we
Mr. White.
we thought he was on drugs.
Jim. Coach Jim.
But it was the best advice ever. You know, you can't control the wind. You just got to trim your sails and keep on keeping on, you know?
I wonder if he's still alive. There's no way he's still alive.
I don't know.
He was an old guy. I wonder if he was coaching us. Anyway.
I don't know. I haven't followed up, but it was great advice either way. It is immortal advice.
Yeah.
You got to tack, you got to jive.
Yeah, Jared is not coping with unraveling of reality. No, he's not. He's like, let's go attack Whitebridge. So he's just
kind of totally just took my 5-minute rant and put it into one simple sentence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words. Thank you.
Yeah,
nailed it.
Yeah. So at this point, Jared's personal guard just decides to tie him to a tree. There's like telling him they're going to go fight the last battle, you know, with Andor, and you can stay here at this tree because
they took a page out of the book from What About Bob?
Yeah,
just tape him to the mast and he'll be right.
Yeah, I also like Wadaholic saying, when Iron abides. I was gonna try to find a dude. The dude abides. I didn't have a clip. I need to have that clip. I need that clip. The dude abides.
You got the dude right here. I could go get the dude sweater. If you need it.
You're not drinking a White Russian. You're drinking wine.
That's true. Next episode, I got you guys. Yeah, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah. There's someone that made like anyway. I'll send the clip to you later. there's a whole like clip of like the Big Lebowski clips, but it's about the Epstein files. And it's hilarious.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you caught my attention.
It's hilarious. Okay, so let's go to Telmanus. Yes.
Whenever we mention his name now, do we have to give it an angelic choir chant? Because I feel like
he's not gone yet. No. We're not going to do that.
It's not about
I have
gone.
faith.
Yeah.
I'm not celebrating his goneness. All right, we're going to get into it. In this, is it an epilogue? Is that what these things
Prologue.
are called? Prologue. He has become the most badass, fantastic character in this book. And
Agreed.
I hate to say it because Alan has been saying it for so long, and I doubted him because I knew Alan was a dark friend, but I might be wrong. Alan might not be a dark friend, guys.
I love Telmanus.
The announcement tonight. Alan might not be a dark friend.
Depends on the evening. Sometimes I walk in the light. I scare both sides. Anyway, yeah. So Telmanus and the band are marching slowly towards Camelin, and there's like a stream of refugees just coming out of the city. And they quickly learn that the Trollocs have seized the last of the gates, preventing anyone else from escaping. So it's a very quick scene. We'll come back to him, but he orders the band to hurry up and charge the gates because they got to get in there. Yeah.
I'm with you, Ian. I have a brand new respect for Telmanus that I didn't think I would actually achieve. I mean, I liked him from the
I will say, like, my first read through, it was okay. And just as Wadaholic just said, like, rereading Telmanus is pure joy. Like, because
especially now that we have some internal monologue, and he's like, maybe I should smile when I tell a joke. Maybe that would make it better. He's like, but I get joy out of people's confusion. So I know we're not there yet, but
Here's the thing.
Excited for Telmanus.
And well, Alan, all right, so Alan has gone out of his way to not spoil us on so much. And even things where he accidentally or maybe intentionally did, he did it in such a way where we didn't catch on. But with Telmanus, from the moment he was mentioned, Alan doubled down, triple dog dared that was his favorite character, and he's the best character of the book. And he's held to that for so long that from the moment he was introduced, even though we're new readers, we kept paying attention to Telmanus every step of the way.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm a new reader, but I'm a new reader, and Alan did spoil me with pay attention to this guy. Yeah. And so I know y'all are saying in a reread it's pure joy. It is actually as much as I've wanted it to like blow up in Alan's face so I could go, ha ha. It's only gotten better, and it's been fantastic here. So Alan, you did spoil us. You failed the whole podcast. Your whole mission was to not spoil us. We should end it tonight.
Yeah.
Failure, Alan.
Failure.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. There have been times throughout this podcast where life is hard, and I've been like, man, maybe I'm done. Maybe I just need to tell them I can't do it anymore. Like, and then we have moments like this where I'm like, I love what we're doing here. I love the time hanging out with my friends. Like, this is the one time where I get a little bit of peace, and yeah, we're always late, and yeah, we get some crap for it. But you know what? If I can be here, I'm gonna be here. So, and this is one of those moments that I was like, I am so glad we have stuck here for these many years.
I mean, this podcast got us through COVID. I mean, remember we started this January 2020, and then March everything is shut down, and
those were great times.
They were great times.
My life was going so well then. I didn't have Chanel though, so there's that.
Yeah,
but everything else was going so well. But I will say, I love Telmanus's I can't even say his real name. Tall Menace. I love his dedication to the cause. Like, first off, he took a letter that wasn't supposed to be opened with the intent to make sure that it was saved, and then just catching a glimpse of it, he went into action,
Oh yeah.
and he delivers on it. I mean, he makes sure he gets his people out. He's like, we need to go. And though he's taking his time initially, it's because he thought he had time. But the minute he realized that he didn't have the time, it was like full steam ahead. We need to get in here. We need to assess the situation, and we need to act.
Yeah.
He was very
Can I
decisive.
add to that a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
When he read the letter, he knew immediately that Matt didn't know, which is wildly important to him. I'm going to come back to that in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did Matt not know, nobody knew.
And crazier,
He knew in
Varen did not read Matt well enough.
I think she did, but Matt had a character arc change during that time frame that she wasn't aware of. The Matt she knew would have, but Matt had matured past that.
Matt just ain't wanting to do no damn Aes Sedai. He was like, toss that aside.
Holy shit. Maybe Matt's deal with the whom's the what's it's of I don't want to be controlled by them Aes Sedai anymore is what made him not read it when he normally would have, because she wanted him to, and she's Aes Sedai. How twisted is that?
Yeah. Crazy.
But so my point being, when Tall Mayonnaise read that, he very quickly realized he's the only one who knows, and he is the only one in a position to act. And he immediately took charge.
Yeah.
That is not a small thing.
Nope.
No.
And I have more to add to that, but I don't want to spoil what we're getting into.
Sure.
That is huge. I'm taking the H off and I'm saying huge. You're hearing me right. That is a level above huge. It's huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
So then we switch to Esam's point of view. Esam's at the town. That's what they call it, the town. It's right there in Shale Ghoul. Like, it's in the shadow, like in the valley of Thekindar. And he's there. He's been summoned by one of the Forsaken, so he's just kind of waiting there. And even though he grew up in the town, apparently he hates this place. Like, it's right next to the Dark One's lair, pretty much. So it's a pretty evil place.
Wait, sorry, I tuned out. Are we talking about how all of us grew up in Newport News and it's close to Portsmouth?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
You're down with that, and then I'm totally serious.
You mean Norfolk?
Yeah.
I think I love the description of the end, because it's like, this is the worst place we've been in yet. It's just filthy, it's disgusting, it's grungy. You have kids on the outside that look lost, and like you have Slayer Izam, whatever his name is. He's like thinking about his childhood and going, I can see myself in that kid's eyes. Like, he might make it, but I doubt it. Like he goes, you know, the thing about this place is it makes you hard. And I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I can't make giggity jokes about that with all the Epstein stuff.
The town gets a 1 star in the Michelin travel guide. It's a 1 star, would not recommend.
Half star.
One of the inhabitants at some point starts paying attention to him. One of the Sama and C, the basically dreadlords. Like, looks over and starts paying attention to him, and so he starts freaking out. Like, he's like, all right, maybe I should get out of here. But then Morden appears and sends the dude away.
Morden's got power.
Oh yeah, Morden has a lot of power.
And jumping ahead, we have to. Morden has power in up until now, all situations that we can conceive of.
Yes.
So even this remote place, like in this tower that's impossible to get into unless you draw a secret symbol to get in with the snakes and boxes, he's got power there.
Yes.
So he's got power everywhere that we know of right now.
Yeah.
Which arguably I feel like Rand has the same power. He just doesn't have the practice.
They tried to reel me back when I was talking about, remember I was talking about how I think Rand is actually transcended and like actually, I think he
He's using
actually
the true
sees all,
power.
knows all.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, he got caught by surprise by the Black Tower stuff and this, that, and the other. I think it's like you were saying, he has that ability, but he's still feeling out the full depth of it.
Yeah.
So he's the antithesis of what this Morden.
I want to know, like, okay, so going back to where we are now, the spies that were in the window, the men that were in the window with the red veils, was I like on with I sent a message earlier and I'm like, these are the turned.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, they are some of the turned.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's where
it goes through that a little bit. I mean, first they wait for another Forsaken to arrive. It's a woman that Isam, no one that Isam knows, but some woman shows up and she gives him instructions to go kill Rand. And they're walking through a little bit more, and and this is where they see someone that's actually, being turned to the shadow because there's 13 channelers and 13 Virgil. That's also where he sees the kid, and he's like, it'd be better for the kid to flee than to grow up here. It's just not a good place to grow up. But like I always say, you never walk too long in the light and return to the shadow. So just 13 Myrddril and 13 Dreadlords. And
I love the fact that Perrin is finally getting back with Rand, because this is going to be Perrin's final battle. The Slayer is in protection of Rand.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not saying Perrin's going to die in this battle, because we know Perrin is going to put Slayer down. Like, that's happening.
Yeah.
If anybody lives in this book, it's going to be, I don't want to say that. I don't want to jinx Perrin, because I have a bad feeling we are going to lose at least one of our friends. And Matt has too much luck. Like, I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to wait. He better not die. That's all I'm going to say. It better not be Perrin. If he does go, it better be in a blaze of glory. He better take Slayer down and be fighting off 100,000 Trollocs and winning, and then all of a sudden gets caught off guard or something.
So the question is, where did they get all these Aiel men from?
Aiel men?
Because there's a bunch of Aiel with the red masks.
Oh,
all right. Remember, we heard about there's certain Aiel that would just randomly go off, not randomly, but they would make the decision to go off into the Blight.
Mm-hmm. But why would they go off the Blight? Do you remember why?
I don't think it was were they going crazy?
No, it was before they went crazy, but they found out that they could channel.
Right, they could channel. Right, so they got converted. Yeah.
Yeah, so they all got
captured by the 13.
I skipped that part, but
so for
these men aren't these Aiel are not dark friends by choice. They were turned.
That's why they all foul teeth too. Because he asks for help, and the woman gives her two basically Dreadlords, and notices that the teeth are fouled and they've been turned.
These are like the ultimate killing machines.
Yeah,
they have the Aiel training, and they also have the one power.
And they're all turned. Yeah,
so they're all turned. So they have their wits about them. They will follow directions and do what they're supposed to do, and they can handle the power. So they can channel and they can fight.
Yeah,
this is going to be a big battle for Rand.
Yep. And she tells him she'll give him a handful of talentless to deal with Rand's guards.
Which is crazy. So are these Aiel that they've turned? Well, they're not turned.
The talentless would be non-channelers, but just people that are dark friends. They call them
Yeah.
talent.
Gotcha. I mean, I knew they were
Just
dark friends, but in my mind, I'm
Just
like,
normal dark friends.
are these Aiel dark friends that can't channel? Would they go as far as calling them talentless? Like, I wouldn't call them talentless.
Well,
That was my
threw
thought.
it out. I don't know when, but we threw it out there, maybe only for a moment, and then went past it. That it wouldn't make. I guess you could write a story where only
This is where
men
Pater comes
and
back.
women were able to channel in certain areas, right? Maybe there's a source that fed into their ability to channel, but wherever you have women that can channel, you would think that the source that gives them the ability or whatever, the source for men would still exist. So we threw out there like it was odd that there's no Aiel channeling or no Aiel men channeling.
There are Aiel that go to the Blight to fight the Shadow who do not channel as well. Yes. Yeah.
Right. There would be that too. But even in the Sean Chan world, we asked that early on, I think only to find out that I think aren't men immediately put down there also.
Yeah. Yes.
But then the Aiel thing was I don't think it was ever fully explained.
Yeah.
They just go out on their own.
It made sense that there would be men popping up everywhere that could channel. So what happens to them? Yeah.
And again, literally I said something, I lost it. Darn it. I hate when I do that. It was something good too. We'll come back to it later.
Okay.
You got to be on point tonight, Chris, because I'm going to be for tangents.
No, you're good. I was triggered. Like you said something, I said something, and then it just left me that quick. But it will come back eventually.
Okay. Anything from all this before?
I said this is where Pater's coming back.
Oh, this is where Pater's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be buff though. He's gonna have worked out. He's like, you're not gonna punch me again. Yeah, he's gonna come back like ripped. And then Fael is gonna kick him.
Or remember, Pater was battling from the get-go. Maybe in his reincarnation, he won the battle, and Pater is tall mayonnaise. Remember, we stopped hearing about Pater, and then we started hearing about tall mayonnaise.
That's a stretch.
Pater was hung, yes, but the great Lord can bring him back. So
I'm hung too, and we're still talking about me. The real one power. That's right, Wayne. I know that's not what you meant, but I'm gonna take your comment.
Zul's like, and I'm out. She's like, this is why I don't listen regularly to y'all anymore.
Zul goes, wait, no, now I remember why I stopped.
All right.
Bottle Ian.
We've started the second bottle, guys. It's okay.
It's gonna be fun. So anything from Isam's point of view before we switch back to Talmana's? All right.
It should be all tall mayonnaise. I don't know why we're talking about anything else, but yeah, come on, bring it.
Here's the tall mayonnaise clip.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That would almost be better a little later on when he decided death doesn't matter.
Come back. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the moment that he got the ultimate respect from me.
Yeah. But this scene, Talmanis is he's fighting in the gates to secure the gate for Camelin. And also this is
the one they're securing. That would be the only exit left for everybody.
Yes, the southern exit.
Yeah, it's the only one left.
This is the one. The only opportunity to save anybody that we determine good or innocent people left. So
he kills a Murdrell.
He does, but he gets nicked.
He does, but he still kills a Murdrell.
Just for a little bit. Now he's gonna see how it feels.
Yeah,
pleasure's on the other side.
Death is Eliza Feather. Yeah, so takes a fatal wound from a Murdrell, ends up killing him. He also recruits a band of mercenaries here too, because there are some people still fighting in here.
He goes up to him. He's all right. I got plans for you. This is what you're gonna. They're kind of looking at. Well, we need to get paid. He's like, get paid? Are you dumb? Like,
you're gonna
let me let
dead.
you know. Doesn't tell you how this is gonna play out. We're in the last battle, so if you don't help, and we do happen to survive, you're gonna die. If you do help, you might live or you might die. One of those options gives you a chance. The other two mean you're gonna die. So either way, yeah.
It was
threatens
it was-
recruits. Same thing. Same thing.
well, friends and recruits. I don't know that it was threatens in his way. Tall man,
It was very. It was.
I wish we
tactical.
would have done an episode that is just talking about tall mayonnaise because we could have a couple hours on this.
Mhm.
Yes.
But without going down all those rabbit holes, it was a high IQ way of addressing people that he knows that they're not going to see it the way he sees it. So he's trying to break it down to the simplest form, and not just, and maybe the leader of the group he could have talked to more sophisticatedly, or whatever the word is, but he was talking to the leader of the group where everybody else could hear, and he needed to convince everybody at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So he broke it down to the most basic. This is
You know
how
what
you
it sounds. You know what it sounds like, Ian. You need to go back to every single episode, and when you're asked who's your favorite character, you need
Tall
to say
mayonnaise.
tall man. Starting from the first book that we meet him in,
The
that needs to
trouble
be
is-
your answer moving forward, because you sound like a fanboy.
The trouble is, there's a couple times he might have got it from me, but because I knew Alan was going to give it to him, I wouldn't do it.
Seeing he didn't threaten. Wayne was he told them if the light wins and they return to Andor, they'll live long enough to get strung up. So.
Uh-huh.
Right. But like, honestly, with everything they're facing, that's got to seem like the low probability event.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
But
for
that's
sure.
still the risk of that. To risk that is still such a dishonor. And he, despite them being mercenaries, and most mercenary, I shouldn't say most mercenaries, that's not true. At least the way they've been depicted in this book, there's still a dash of honor among thieves, if you will.
Sure.
And there's certain cuts that if you offer that, like, hey, this is the choice you're facing, there's certain things they will not choose, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to choose to be on the wrong side of history, or even risk being on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
Even mercenaries here are likely to risk being on the losing side of the right side, if you will.
Sure.
I mean, most pirates become privateers. I mean,
well, most privateers were pirates and vice versa. That's kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
Then you were both right. I'm not saying Alan was more right, but Alan put a little nuance on there.
They did have letters of
I was
marquee.
gonna say, I was gonna say it that way, but I decided to go the other way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like you're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Almost.
That nuance.
Which they did. I don't know if it actually went through or not. There was a bill that went through the Senate recently to start issuing letters of marquee again. Or letters of mark.
It's come up a couple times.
Yeah, to if you
And
want
I
to
hate
privateer,
that
go after
I
cartel.
might on it.
Oh,
I might.
Are we ready?
I-
I could use some of that white dust.
Press
in there.
Appearances in place. Fucking send me. Like, everybody I love, you'll cry a little bit and then read the letter and realize you're better off. So it's yeah.
We're gonna go make this bread. Like we're
Yeah.
we're gonna come back in 6 months.
That's
That
a
look like
scenario where whether
longshore,
I live
man.
or die, me and mine are better off.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter the outcome.
And we all know some crazy Marines. Like,
I'm gonna have a good fucking time while I do it.
yeah, we're gonna get 3 boats and we're gonna go. I'm sorry, no, we just took this podcast way off track. But we're gonna get 3 really good sized boats, and we're gonna get some Marine buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
oh,
we're
yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave a trail of crayons to my boat. And when they show up, I'm doing, gotcha. Let's go.
I know some people that do deep sea diving. Like, we're gonna have a nice setup here.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go. All right. So you guys switch over to Geenan.
I mean, sure. Where are we?
Luwin, as she likes to call herself these days. So
Oh yeah, I forgot her name was again.
I will say this section is going to need some explaining from you all, because I listened to it a couple times and there were parts of it I didn't quite understand.
well, speaking of pirates, we got Doobie Bell Doman.
Yes, we got Bell Doman.
No, Every step of the way, Bill Doman has always tried to do the right thing. How dare you suggest he's a pirate?
Correct. He's not a pirate at all.
He's not.
He's a good boy.
He's a good.
He's
boy.
a good boy.
Anyway,
He is
so yeah,
he's an opportunistic merchant that
Lyle win. Yeah, that's not legal.
so
Lyle
I
win.
mean
Lyle.
I don't know what I mean, maybe I missed something because this is kind of cut and dry for me. She wants to be of use.
Yes.
And she goes back to essentially Nynaeve and Elaine.
Right, they're at the fields of Malor.
Yeah, like they're with the battles.
Looking for Nynaeve or Elaine, but they get Nynaeve first. But the Chris's lead up is still true. Like,
well, I mean, remember she's the one that had the Adom, so she was supposed to throw that into the sea.
She
Bill
was.
Doman was. Who gave the promise? I thought Bill Doman
was supposed to throw it into the sea.
Yeah. Bill Doman was going to take her out.
Bill Doman was going to take her out. She was supposed to throw it into the sea, but rather than throw it into the sea, she gave it to Suroth.
Yeah. She gave it to Suroth.
And
so that
Suroth
that
ended up giving it to our dark friend Cimarog, who then duplicated it a few times.
Well, she didn't duplicate it. She's using it on Rand.
Oh, I thought she made more than one.
For some reason, I was thinking that task was given to Bill Doman.
No.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to understand why.
Because remember, she had become friends with them after they had all been saved together really early on.
Yeah, she's stuck in a culture tearing spot where she knows that the whole Damane system is a lie, but she's still loyal to the Empire Shanshan because that's what she is. That's all she knows. So she's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out there. And she's been stripped of all her titles and everything like that, and that's why she has a new name
taken away.
And I love Sleet in this because immediately, like, he comes up and he's just like, "Who are you?" And she puts on like a fake Ileana accent. She's like, "I do be a," and like, and then he's like, "All right, I'll go show it to you." And she turns to Bill and I was like, "Nailed it." And then we get there's like,
Bill Doman's like, "Oh, that's great."
He gives his report. The word goes, clearly this guy is from blah blah blah, and then this one is trying to pretend.
Yeah, because that was a horrible Ileana accent. It's not Ileana at all.
It did not.
Like, I guess it's not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah.
But I mean that summarizes it all really right there. But she knows she owes.
Astonish and Bates. I don't remember if they were or not. I didn't think they were, but maybe they were. I don't know. Zul, you're the lore expert.
I thought they were. Like, in my mind, they were like, because it was stated like they were duplicated. Nynaeve said it.
Okay.
I thought Nynaeve said it. You know.
Yeah, she might have.
When I tell you I was half asleep listening to this, I was like, listening.
Or maybe
to
it was just the worry that they were duplicated, but I thought they were actually.
Anyway,
this is hilarious part though, where like Sleet's just like, yeah, we got this Ileana here, and this I don't know where she's from, but
this faker.
Yeah, and I will say, Nynaeve was outright like, I know them, and then she's like, why are you here? And Lau, and it's like, I owe you guys a debt. Like, I screwed up. I know it. Like, she is.
Time out. She goes, why are you here, Geenan? She goes, my name's not Geenan anymore. Okay, Geenan, why are you here?
She's like, I'm not
whatever you want. You're Geenan.
So your side story about like your Shanshan shit, I don't care about that.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, not
why
at all.
are you here?
I gave you one job. I gave you one job. How the hell did the Forsaken get the band? I gave you one job.
It sucks because Lywin, Geenan, whatever, she did have one job and she could have become a big hero in the sense of keeping that weapon from the Dark One. And instead she tried to use it to get ahead. And she started to get ahead for a while and then got knocked all the way down to the point now where she's literally kind of groveling to Nynaeve.
Yeah.
But now she's essentially become property of the White Tower, or she's become
self-imposed. They're not accepting it. I mean, so that's not like because I mean, even she says like, I'm yours, I'm basically your slave, and Nynaeve's like, we don't keep people as other animals. That's not our culture. Like,
but she said, but we will take you to the Amaryllis seat. So
yes,
Egwene's going to take care of this moving forward. So I'm interested to see how she's used, And then also what happens with Bail Doman, like smartly, I would make him like a captain of a fleet somewhere, because there's the fighting's happening. It's going to happen all over.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
he's
capable, but he's
Mhm.
also extremely committed to his woman at this point. And
Well,
so whatever
he wants
taxes
to be
them,
back on the sea. So put them both on the water and make them go
those two
attack the Shan-Chan.
those two things have to be combined.
I
with
would make her
whatever
fight
task
her
they're
own
doing.
people. She'd be back on a boat fighting the Shan-Chan. And she'd be using the one power to do it, to prove to them all. I would use her to mentally screw with them all.
Oh yeah, that's right. They found 6 copies in the box after Sonorox first. Okay, yeah. So
All right. So the assumption is that
they did make copies. Okay.
copies made. I'll say this, and this could be the wine talking. Don't ask me the science on why that matters. But I'm in the mood tonight of trying to find ways to not judge the various characters, and I don't want to judge her either because, all right, you look at all the character arcs that we have criticized, and we've criticized all of them. Almost all of them realize what needs to be realized a month after they need to realize that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And because of their different situations, the impact is different. But their contribution to the impact being different is the delay in the realization of the truth. And if all of their delays are the same, and it's all for the same reason, because they're holding on to preconceived notions and their unwillingness to accept what's right in front of them in this new reality, what's right in front of them, then they're all guilty of the same thing. The results might be different, but they're all guilty of the same thing. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Right. So her being late to the game of realizing what's important, not what's important, like what's happening, I need to be focused on existence as a whole versus just my people that came from over here. All right, hers was 30 days late. Well, guess what? Rand was late figuring shit out. Almost destroyed the world. Actually destroyed a lot of people's lives and existence on the way. Everybody, every big name we've cheered for, except for Tall Mayonnaise, he's been tried and true the whole way. Everybody else, they've had moments of doubting themselves that have caused problems for a long period of time until they can figure out the truth. So we can't just judge on the outcome. I think.
So you're saying Tall Mayonnaise is the perfect character?
I'm not there yet, but depending on how this book winds up, he's the only one right now that has the potential. Tall Mayonnaise and is there anybody else in that category? Bella? Or about the only two right now? Tall Mayonnaise and Bella?
I mean, I figure we give a Bella a shout out. It's the last book. We might as well.
Hey, did you know Hoyt's storybook collection launched today? Whoa.
Oh, I go check that out. Anyway.
Yeah. I guess my point is made. I don't need to tarry on. Everybody knows where I was going with
Well, we're now going back to Tall Mayonnaise.
Tall Mayonnaise.
Tall Mayonnaise. So at this point, him and the members of the band, they're not really holding the gates that well, so they decide to try to go for the palace. So it's
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Yeah.
All right, now I see your strategy. I judged you for using it too soon, but now I think it's going to happen every time we get to a Tall Mayonnaise section. That is appropriate.
Yes, agreed.
Wait, you're go killing again. Yeah.
Well,
so
even better, hold on. What's more appropriate is Tall Mayonnaise has different goals. At this point, the I'm going to kill is incidental to what he's trying to get done. He's like, oh, I have to kill a little bit in order to do blank. Well, I have to do blank. So guess we're killing along the way.
Yeah.
And he's having a lot of inner monologues, inner thoughts at this point. On death's doorstep. I mean, literally, he's dying.
I appreciate this this chapter because of that. This is the first time where we really get to dig in and listen to his internal monologue. And it's like, man, he's a genius, and he is very self-aware, and he does want to be funny, but he doesn't know how to be funny, but he does know how to be funny, but he also wants to confuse people. And I'm like that. I like Tom Manning. Like he becomes a super likable. Like he wasn't already not a likable character, but he becomes very, very, very much a likable character. And even in this moment where he understands that without proper healing, he's about to die, he's like, well, give me some medicine, give me some brandy. Let's keep kicking ass because we got a job to do. So most people would have been like, all right, I'm done. Like, I've been stabbed. I have a death sentence. I need to take it easy. No, your boy's like, all right, well, if I'm going to go down, I'm going down kicking.
He's entering superhero status. We're not there yet for me to put my stamp on it, but we're getting close. He's entering superhero status. And I mean that in the real sense of my experience with superheroes that I've met in real life. He's there, and he's very soon in this epilogue or prologue going to announce the reason why.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this is a quick flash to him again because just they make the decision to turn to the palace, and then we immediately go into Avienda's point of view, where they're all getting naked and stuff. So
sweet. Wait, what was the dash of tall mayonnaise we got here?
They're at the gates. The gates they're not being able to really hold the gates, and they decide they need to go and try to make their way to the palace. Because that's the only place not burning, so it looks like maybe that's
going to the palace and finding the dragons.
They find the dragons. This is the two things that their goals are. Yeah,
this is important because there's two courses of action offered, right? Even Tall Mayonnaise knows getting a hold of the dragons is most important.
Yeah,
like literally, he's already assessed all of this is lost. Right. At this point, he already knows that. The one exit they're barely able to hold on to. Getting the dragons out is most important. One thing I wanted to state, Tall Mayonnaise, and this isn't even my biggest praise of him, but in my years of soldiering, and this is part of the NCO creed within the Army, I'm sure it exists in other branches, but when you're given that initial level of real leadership, they expect the ability to take proper action in the absence of orders, right? Mm-hmm. So part of what they train you for is if there's a breakdown, because you're trained for war, and in war there's a breakdown all the time. Communication falls apart. They want to know if you're in a leadership position that you can execute in the absence of orders, that you can execute towards the mission.
Right.
From the moment he got the letter, I brought this up earlier, and he thought about it for a moment. There was a moment of who needs to know this? And he went through that list and he was like, none of them know, and I cannot tell them. So I am the person of action.
Right.
And so he's been executing in the absence of orders. And then the true value of that is he has understood and he understands the big picture and the individual tasks that need to happen to influence that big picture.
Yeah.
Right. And where he's at and what he can affect and what he can do with the resources he has right now. He can't do the big stuff, but what he can do, he has the ability to reach these dragons and secure them and get them in the hands of his people somewhere where they can be an actual positive effect for the last battle. And so he's immediately on that. But then you go, well, Ian, he didn't immediately go towards where he knew or thought the dragons were, but he gives a great explanation. You could say there's a little self-servingness because he wants to be a part of the process or feels that he needs to be leading this process. And he says, well, if we can get to the palace, maybe there's an Aes Sedai that can create a gateway and get us there quicker. But he also offers, he's looking at the strategy of the small. So he sees the big picture and he sees the small. And he's like, where we're at also, if we can at least go by the palace, we can be sure that our backsides are covered as we go after.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I think it's this scene too, where like one of the Borderlander guys tells him, hey, if the pain gets too much, just raise both your fists up and I'll do it for you. Like, yeah, because you're dead anyway. If you just can't go on anymore, there's no shame in it. Like, if you just want a quick, just let me know. I got you.
And it wasn't just him saying that. Every one of the Borderlanders that understood what he's going through, because not everybody gets it.
Right.
All the Borderlanders that have seen it or know about it, they all give the nod of respect.
Yeah.
And these are people that have dealt with that. So one, we've named you whatever the name. What is the name for somebody that's killed a Fade?
I can't remember what they call them. I don't have the book in front of me right now.
There's
There was a name for it. Yeah. There was a respect title for it, definitely.
And I apologize for not knowing my head, but there's respect given for somebody that's killed a Fade, no matter the circumstances, right?
Yeah.
And following that, it's a look. If you feel like it's too much, do this and
Dreadbane.
Yeah, put up the 2 fists, and we'll give you essentially the mercy kill. And in that moment where somebody like Tall Mayonnaise might have felt shame in that and immediately denied it, when he looked around, everybody else that was a Borderlander nodded as if like no shame. Like, we understand this is beyond what you're about to go through. And it notes that he has the worst case of it. Yeah. There's different versions of it.
Right.
And how it affects you, but the way it's affecting him, our writer notes that this is the worst.
I mean, his arm is slowly turning black, and just like.
And all the people that know anything about it, that are like the manliest of men that have been born and bred into this life, nod and be like, "No, there is absolutely no shame in you doing that if you need to."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We should put some emphasis on that syllable.
Yep. So so switch back to Avienda real fast. It's actually not the fastest scene, but yeah, we're with Avienda.
It is a slow scene that has little going on.
Yeah, I mean, she's with the wise ones, and they're just kind of debating about what happened in Viridian and talking about, like what the repercussions of this mean. That the Viridian never, the columns never lie. In the past, they always have told the truth, but does this mean that it has? But the future can be changed. So and they're trying to work through it all.
Yeah.
They're also discussing, Rand and his plans, and
they're also discussing the fact that she told what happened in Roydian, because that's not something typical either. Like, they're really discussing the fact that life has changed in general for
also
people.
Recognize there's a wise one now, so they still call her girl, but they're like, they're not ordering her around. She doesn't have to, they're taking turns because she's on equal level.
Yeah, they're like, you don't have to ask to speak, just speak your mind. And
they still call her girl.
Yeah, they do.
They're working on it.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
Bad habits take a long time to break.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just trying to figure out what the future of the Aiel is. But this is also where she stands up and claims that Rand is, will be hers, and that's my right to choose. Blah blah. And Bear's like, all right, we've made a gate to Viridian. I'm going myself.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I need clarity. I want to learn what happens.
Yeah.
It's interesting what the Aiel actually held on to. We've talked about how generations and generations, initial meaning could get watered down or changed, and throughout generations, you can forget your purpose, right?
Yeah.
But what they held on to was that the Aiel were very significant, had a very significant purpose, and they were important. They never let go of that. That the prideful side of it, the important side of it, never washed away. You can see that now, in that they're so far away from what they were supposed to be and what their original covenants were. All that's been lost, but they still have this sense of importance.
Yeah. They're still doing their old tradition. Even the sweat tents, and they're like, there's no need to do it here. In fact, it's even uncomfortable, doing the sweat tent in the wetlands.
But that adds to when Avienda sees this future where their descendants are falling away from everything they were supposed to be. It's so jarring because they're like, we're supposed to be somebody, but they held on to that. But not only did they, as a people, as a whole, forget the true meaning of what they were supposed to be and who they were, but even as they sent people to Radion to be reminded of who they were so ashamed of that they kept that a secret amongst only the people that visited there, and they dare not share it with anybody else. So it's like the pride they held on to
Yeah.
But the true meat of what they were supposed to do, they were okay with letting that go. I don't think it's hypocrisy, but it's something similar to that they have. And I don't want to cast our Aiel in a negative light.
Yeah.
Because all of our different factions, whatever, they have, like our writers, our authors, I have to say 2 of them now, but mostly Jordan. He's trying to show that there's good things, but also imperfections in all of these different societies and cultures he's showing. But in the Aiel, I'm seeing a hold on, like just clutching to the pride, the significance, but then the depth and the true grounding principle of what they're supposed to be, they let that rot away.
Yeah.
So I almost want to look at Avienda and be like, fuck, if your pride. You've been reading on, you've heard from the Dragon Reborn and the other men who have gone and what your initial trip was, and you know that the core responsibility, what you were supposed to give back to the world, you all abandoned so long ago. But you're gonna cling on so desperately to the prideful part of what you're owed and what you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I could argue this section to paint the Aiel in a very the current Aiel that we have now in a very negative light.
Yeah.
And I know I don't want to, as a reader, up to this point, because even reading them, like I feel so much good things about their culture and everything, but there's a reality there you can't ignore. They clung to the pride. They let go of the responsibility a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's why we have the future that we have, because they continue to do that.
Yep.
And that pride, look, in this conversation, oh my gosh, somebody just commented they have toe. Are you kidding me? They have toe? They have the biggest toe. The most
I had the biggest
ingrown toenail in the toe.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even in this conversation among the wise ones, including Avienda, because she is one now, even though they struggle to fully incorporate her in their language, it still reeks of pride. They're trying to talk about what Rand's about to do with their spies and how they know that Rand's going to ask for this from all the other cultures, but not from the Aiel. And they're trying to talk about. All right, I should not look at that right now. Hold on. I'll get to that. You're not wrong. Skitterish. You're not wrong. Alan, go ahead and put it up.
All of it. I feel like I'm watching some deep shit from Ian, and then while Alex says second bottle, our red Ian is not that deep, Skitty, just the wine kicking in.
Yeah. See, I'm sitting back listening, like, okay, we're gonna get there.
It's all the same. But all right, I'll let Alan and Chris talk about what actually happens here. But what I see happening here is more of that pride just building. They're sharing with each other their pride, and that just keeps billowing over, and it's blinding them to the reality.
I see what's happening here.
They're all feeding into, well, Rand's doing this. Well, it's because he respects us. Well, he respects us in his own way. It's not the way we would respect us, but in his naive way, this is how he would respect us. But the assumption is that they deserve the respect.
Yeah.
They also talk about Nakomi and how it's an ancient name. They know nobody by that name, but it's an ancient name. So then it makes you wonder whether or not Nakomi was actually physically there, or if she was really just a figment of Avienda's imagination.
Yeah.
Like maybe that was part of the dream and she didn't realize she was in it already when she entered Rodian or got near it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Zul, too.
They need to realize what the threefold land has prepared them for and tack and pivot. Hey. I mean, and I think they do realize, but you still have people trying to figure out things that are going on around them. Because, I mean, the point was made, and I agree with it, if Rodian is actually showing us the future, and the future is as definitive as the past, then we know we're going to win this, which is the point that they were trying to drive home. But they also said, but if the future can be changed, there's still a potential for us to lose. So we need to do a little bit more research. So that's where I'm like, the Aiel are also scholars, or the wise ones are scholars. And they're trying to essentially troubleshoot, is this a real thing or not? And they even give Avienda, one way of figuring it out. They're like, you know what? You went through this, you saw your children, change the name of your first child. Don't tell us the name of your first child or what it was supposed to be. Change the name of the first child, and then you've changed the future. It's that simple.
What's the assumption there? The
That
assumption is that Avienda survives childbirth and is able to name them.
Zul gets it. The Aiel's figuring out. Sometimes you got to tax, sometimes you got to jibe.
Got a jibe.
But listen, Ian, she's supposed to have multiple children too. So if she dies in childbirth, there's only one child born. It's changed.
And
maybe
what they whispered to her at the end, she's like, "Change the name. Don't tell anyone."
Yeah, that's
or maybe Rand is the father, and he's
He is
all
the father.
powerful. And at the moment she gives birth, she might say, "I name him Tim," and Rand goes, "Yeah, it's Chris," or I shouldn't say Chris. It's Todd.
It's okay.
Maybe the names end up being whatever Rand declares, and nobody listens to her.
Rand's gonna be dead when that child's born.
Here's
Kidding.
the thing. Here's the thing.
That would be fun. I mean, messed up. Well, no, she's supposed to have multiple children, but are they all by Rand? Ooh, could Rand die before his first child's born by Avienda? Oh,
I'm tempted to go. Maybe not.
Rand's supposed to have like 50 kids by the time this book ends. Have you realized we keep adding children to the
good guy should. I mean, I would tell you where all my kids are, but I only know about half of them for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we have dark friends everywhere, right?
We're moving on to tall mayonnaise.
Hold on, we have dark friends everywhere, do we not?
There could be some dark friends, not in the wise ones though. No.
Oh, look at there. Right.
Nope.
You and everybody else at this point are convinced. Why did the authors convince us, and how? I don't even know the how, but why did they convince us?
Whether there are no dark friends amongst the wise ones?
Okay, so maybe there are in the wise ones, but at least within this group that Avienda's talking to, there's no dark friends, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, I think we need to put a check on Bear. And Bear's responses so far, well, not so far, but here are a little sus. They're trying to paint her into the sacrificial lamb of, oh, you've revealed some really significant stuff to us, Avienda.
Bear shade on the pod.
Well, the entire group has decided there was a certain course of action we should take to confirm or deny this or to find out more information. I alone am going to go do my own investigating, and I am now leaving. It doesn't make her automatically suspect for it could just make her doubtful. True. And maybe a little prideful in herself and her capabilities. Sure. But it definitely leans to she knows more or knows she's more capable than others.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 27. It's a trap.
Bear trap. So, and also, all right, we back when Egwene was fighting for her freaking life, we felt very confident that if Bear decided to actually get involved, she can lay the smack down really quickly. Like, we felt that in the moment, but we told ourselves the reason she's not is because she's still trying to help teach Egwene. But that was truly not just life or death, but reality, or like the implosion of reality.
Yeah.
And she still sat back too much.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Maybe it's not Bear.
Okay.
Let me not.
I'm just gonna be
So-
quiet, let you dig yourself into that hole.
All right, so back
I
to
don't know
tall
about
mayonnaise.
We're going to tall mayonnaise. Tall mayonnaise.
Tall mayonnaise. All right. So at this point, he's continuing to.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
As he's fighting his way to the palace, and they are completely outnumbered by Trollocs at this point, and it's looking pretty dire.
Yeah,
And-
there are Trollocs in the front, there are Trollocs in the back, there are Trollocs to
Mhm.
the left, they're to the
Yeah,
right.
everywhere. It's like a Dr. Seuss book.
Correct.
And Thomas is about to order the retreat when, lo and behold, Gaibon, the leader of the Andorian forces, comes charging in and drives the Trollocs back.
Tall mayonnaise looks up. He's like, so glad to see you on that horse there, buddy. So glad you came out to help.
Yeah.
And Gaibon's like, well, you're getting awfully close to the palace, so we're really here to defend the palace. And
Right.
well,
And
if we
he
can
has
help
two-
you too, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
he's like, we have two kinswomen with us, and Thomas like, sweet. Gateways like, oh, they have been using way too much of the power. They're too weak. They can't even
He
make
also
a deal
goes,
right
well,
now.
can they heal maybe?
It's like they are so weak right now. They've been like channeling nonstop. So, and at this point, Filger arrives and says, you know, the Trollocs are mounting a fresh attack on the gates. The band still holds, but it won't be for long. And Tom Honest turns to Gaibon. It's like, we got to go back to the gates. And Gaibon's like, my duty is to the palace. And
He's like,
Tom Honest's like,
dude.
F the palace, dude. Like, the palace doesn't matter right now. Like, the palace does not matter anymore. Like,
dude, there won't be
Priorities.
a palace in about 10 minutes.
yeah. The palace,
That's the difference between somebody that understands the strategic goals and everything that's feeding into that versus somebody that's been giving like standing orders, like I will not abandon my post unless properly relieved. That is your E4 and below. Well, really, so that's a general order for everybody, right? But E4 and below, it's expected you will not abandon your post unless properly relieved, period.
Yeah.
But once you're in the army, I should say, E5, once you make sergeant and above, the expectation is I won't abandon my post unless properly relieved. But then you still have the expectation that I will take appropriate action in the absence of orders.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy lacks.
Yeah.
Until Talmenes fills him in on the reality that is very clearly all around him that he's refusing to see because he's holding on for dear life to that general order of I will hold the palace.
yeah.
Not to knock him. There is honor in
Yeah.
holding on to that at
Right.
his level of what he understands.
Hold the line. But
But he is
yeah.
not seeing the big picture.
Yeah. And Tom Honest is able to convince him. I mean, he persuades them, saying, like, hey, it's more important that we keep a gate open. Like, there are refugees still trying to get out of the city. The city's almost lost at this point. This is our last hope to even have a way out. Like, if you let that fall, there's no way the palace is going to survive tonight. Like, you're done for. And then also brings up the dragons. And Gaibon's like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm with you. Like, we got to go get those.
Although, okay, so Waterholic in the chat says Gaibon knows that Elaine will contact the palace.
Yeah.
And that was talked about, like there was communications promised at certain intervals, yada, 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 or eventually she'll come back and check in. But so this goes to my critique of the way Elaine was leading is a subsection of that. I could fully see, like, let's say if at any point in this, once Gaibon starts following Tall Mayonnaise's ideas, if at any point Elaine does use a gateway to send somebody or come herself and realizes what's going on, her first reaction would be, why aren't you doing exactly what I said to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because of even her obscure worldview at this point. It's just off in non-la land, right?
Yeah.
anyways,
So Gaibon's been conditioned to think that way. I guess in his defense is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
well, and but to that same point, he still decided, okay, I see the tactic, and we'll send a few people back to guard the castle and then help clear out refugees.
Yeah.
And we'll go get the dragons. So he came around really quickly. It just
Right.
took the realization that, you know, common sense will come into play if somebody is sent through the way gate or travels here, excuse me, and they see the massacre that's happening, they'll go back and Elaine will know. Like, it'll be common sense. Elaine's not gonna hold it against you for doing right by her people, because the kingdom isn't its castle, it's its people.
Yeah.
So,
People holding on to their last order, if you will, that's fine.
Yeah.
When somebody presents them with reality that they've chosen to ignore or whatever because of their orders, like, I don't judge up until that point, but the moment reality is breaking down to you, you now have a choice to make.
Yeah.
So had he chose to hold to what he was doing because that's what he was told, I'd probably judge him harsher.
Yeah.
But because, like you said, reality hit him and he went, oh, holy cow, actually, that makes a lot of sense. And he shifted, tons of credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The city is lost, man. Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of the fog of war and also just the tunnel vision you get with it. And it might have just taken that to, like, dude, look around. And maybe for the first time, he actually looked around and went, actually doing the math. Oh shit, we're in a bad spot.
You know who else? Who else had to kind of have one of those moments? Because sometimes you just need that moment of intense focus to clear your mind up, and Andral is that person.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about personal life again. I was like,
no.
I've needed.
We're gonna switch to the Black Tower.
My life.
Switch to the Black Tower to Andral. Yeah. So
we're gonna move on to Andral.
Okay.
Yeah, in
Andral
our
and
life we
Pavara.
definitely need that. But
yeah, Andrew and Pavara are talking in the rooms of the Black Tower. And they're still kind of reluctant to give anything away. They're still feeling each other out. You know,
Andral's making a saddle.
He is.
He's
and
doing arts and craft.
And he's not. He's very frustrated by it too. He's like, this is shoddy work.
Yeah.
Because he's stressed, a little bit stressed, just about the whole situation and everything going on. It's just a little stress.
Well, spoiler: he's used to being a rebel when you need to rebel, standing up for what's right. And she is not just a red Aja; she's the reddest of reds.
Oh yeah.
So that's what we have coming together right now. That's important to consider.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they're doing this little song and dance. She's constantly trying to get information from him. He's trying to get information out of her. She's being much more closed off. He's just kind of being reluctant. And you know, they're all of a sudden it's this conversation about like suggestions of what to do next. And there's the conversation of making a circle.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of vital. Like in my mind, this was already happening.
Right.
And that's because this is the Black Tower. So that's kind of where my mind was, is like they should already know the powers of a circle, what's required to do a circle. But she kind of breaks it down. I was like, we really need to move forward with this. Yeah.
Yeah. And exactly. And because that's going to give them an advantage over Timesmen, because they both agree that that's, and he even suggests, he's like, we should bring these other people into the circle. And she's like, well, that's not really, do you know how circles work? And he's like, no, not really. He's like, women are the key. Like, I might be able to do it with two of you. I can't do it with like all of you guys. Like, I can, that's not how this party works.
I'm sorry Ian had to leave you for a second, because this is a giggity moment for sure.
Oh yeah,
he missed the best one of the night.
Yeah, it's all right. He'll get on the replay. So yeah, and this talks about the strength of the circles and things like that. And he's like, yeah, but they're much stronger than I am. And he's like, I don't believe that. Like, they all seem to like look up to you. And he's like, no, I'm weak. I'm like, I'm the weakest person in the whole tower. Like, I'm nobody.
It doesn't work that way here. We give each other respect where respect is due.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just know things that people appreciate.
Yeah. And this is when Emirim and Candler arrive to tell them they might be able to get past the walls. If there's a strong enough storm, you know, and they have the right people are guarding the right guards, they might be able to do it.
But they're also very apprehensive. They're like, his people know something's coming.
Yeah.
Like they know we're trying to escape. They know we're trying to make our way out of here. And I mean, all these red flags are going off in my mind at this moment.
Yeah.
They have been for a while when it comes to the tower. And it's like, by the way, you missed a huge giggity moment. Anyway,
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. While I was peeing, the door was open. Y'all didn't hear because I muted myself. But Alan said that she said I could take on 2 of y'all, but not everybody. And I screamed giggity, knowing I was on mute. So I didn't miss it.
Good.
I was there.
I was there.
Solidarity.
I mean, I don't know where the red flags were missed earlier on in the Black Tower, except for the fact that everybody expected either Rand or what's his face, the false dragon, to be paying closer attention and addressing the situation. And that was never the case. So like I do feel for these guys that have brought their families here, that have dedicated their lives essentially to becoming weapons, thinking that they would at least be appreciated and used in the right way, and come to find out they're being like, yes, low game, thank you. They're being held hostage, you know. At the end of the day, it's like you're gonna serve the Black Tower or you're gonna be a captive of it.
How far, when I say you, I mean all of us, because I've done it, right? So this is an admission on my part. When you want something to be true, or when you need something to be true, how far have you followed a group, a person, a church, a
9.5 years.
How far have you followed them only to look back and say the signs were there so long ago?
9.5 years.
Right. This is so Robert Jordan. Like,
how long have we been friends?
Alan. Sometimes I wonder if we stay friends because we are that humble reminder of this point. You know? Gosh, you're not wrong. But also, I love you, like, truthfully. I don't want people to take this as a we're admitting like we're frenemies. I love you, but also we've been through shit, right? Okay.
Anyway, yes.
People, there's so much depth to the way Jordan writes. And I know he's not writing now, but certainly he had a heavy influence in the way all of this is going. It's not you can read it at a surface level fantasy novel and go, oh, that's neat. Oh, he's good. Now he's bad. And it's never that simple.
No.
Right? Why our main character, what's the dude's name in the Black Tower that we're all cheering for that weaves leather?
Andrew?
Great.
Andrew,
Right.
the one we're talking about right now.
He gave us the answer as to why things went this far, Chris. Because he said with pride, he was like, no, we need to stand behind the Black Tower because we're working for the Black Tower, because the Black Tower is a place for men to be safe that can channel. And it's a da-da-da-da. He needed this place to exist. So it existed, and then people butchered what it was supposed to be. People twisted it, and for the longest time, you can ignore that.
I'm gonna push back a little bit.
Okay, I get that they're doing that, but I still need my safe space. I still need.
I'm gonna push back a little bit. He didn't need it, but he realized it was needed.
Yeah,
sure, but he's it. I don't disagree. I would say he's wise enough where he's not just speaking for himself. He's speaking on behalf of others. He realizes what this is for so many people.
It's a second chance for many people, or it's a first chance for many people, because they realize they have this power and it needs to be put under a control of some sort so that it protects themselves and the people around them. I mean, we have people that, you know, come to him that would otherwise have been lost, like the Pavara or Pavara, who he himself clearly is a different kind of man with a different kind of upbringing, who's super respectful, who knows all the right things to say, but still needed the Black Tower as much as the other guys that walked through the door. So
Right.
this is kind of like your misfit band of male channelers. It's your
Right.
red hand, but it's the Black Tower.
Yep.
It's just
We need a common place for these people to exist, despite their different backgrounds, whatever.
Yeah.
That is safe for them to be who they are.
and they just need a level of
How much do
encouragement.
you ignore along the way to preserve that? You're
Yeah.
gonna go past what is acceptable before you go, wait a minute, now that's too much.
Yeah. Well,
It's just part of human fallacy. Like, nobody is so perfectly centered. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but so few emphasis people will recognize the moment you tiptoe past what is acceptable to immediately try to correct it. So many people will laugh it off and will go, well, maybe I misunderstand, or maybe, and they'll make excuses for the unacceptable for a while until they go, wait a minute, this is actually way outside the boundaries of what this is supposed to be. You usually swing, it's the pendulum.
wait, are we still talking about this book?
That's
I'm gonna leave that one right there because
You're not
if
wrong.
you
But that's my
know.
point.
Yeah.
Life, we're living it.
But yeah, as they're talking about this, Amarin does remind them that there's no reconciliation at this point. That Taib's been turning people to shadow, and like there's no way of doing this. And
Correct.
And Andrel's like, do you remember Nox Rebellion? Have you heard of that? When the simple country folk overthrew their lord, and he's like, he lets it slip. He's like, he was part of it. He's like, but no, never mind, not gonna finish that.
No, he's like, yeah, let me tell you a story when and then these people helped the rest of us rebels, and that's when we were victorious.
We received help, is what he said.
Right.
We received help. You're a lord, right? I know you're a lord. You're this person. He's like, how'd you know? It's like, I knew you're a lord.
Yeah. He's like, homeboy comes and throws shade. He's like, so you were a part of the rebellion.
Mhm.
He's like, so you're a fancy lord. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna. This didn't happen. This conversation did not happen.
Look, don't start none, won't be none.
No,
Yeah.
but Andrel's. I love. This is definitely one of those Sanderson moments.
Mhm.
And I'm going to give him his kudos on this because, and as much as I love Jordan's writing style, Jordan would have taken books to build this character.
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen it.
Yeah.
We have had books to build a character like this.
Andrel was built in like pieces of 3 chapters.
Yeah.
And we already love him.
But with depth.
Yes.
It's not a shallow character.
And we already love him. Like it reminds me of the first time that we were introduced to like Wax and Wayne, or the first time we were introduced to any of the people in Mistborn, period. It you get like 3 sentences here, 2 sentences there, and all of a sudden you're in love with the character.
Yeah.
And he has the potential to actually like be a big piece of the writing, even though he's only been here for like part of one book and now part of another book, not even big parts, but he's becoming very crucial to the storyline, to the plot.
Yeah.
I like it. His abilities are humble.
Yes.
His principles are firmly rooted and unwavering.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And this is also well, I guess you call him Algarin or Emeren, whatever you want to call him. So he says that, that he has his own men, but Andrel's like, no, they're loyal to the Black Tower. Like they're only loyal to you until Logain returns. And we'll have to see what happens then. And he tells him you have an hour to decide what we're gonna do. And that's how we end this particular section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to happen because actually, so our Red Aja, her plan of let's do this, let's do that, let's link up with the rebel Aes Sedai outside, and then we can form an attack and this, that, the other.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, that makes the most sense from what we know.
Right.
But Andrel's like, here's the thing. And this is where I have respect because strategically, he's thinking beyond what I thought in the moment.
Right.
He's like, all right, sure, that makes sense. Except the moment we come back in to liberate the Black Tower using female Aes Sedai, there's a certain percentage of people that will immediately go to Taim's side because it's female Aes Sedai coming here to fight it.
Yeah.
If we're going to do this, we have to fix it from within. I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but that risk that he pointed out, and not to toot my own horn, I didn't even think of that.
It's a
But
marsh
he's
all over
absolutely
again.
right.
Yeah.
There is a great number of those guys that are going to go, oh, there's female channelers in here that are slinging the power, trying to whip us into shit. They're going to resist. They're going to immediately go to Taim for that.
Yeah.
Well, and again, it kind of speaks to the Black Tower. If these women can come in finger blasting up a storm, then these men also have another reason to be upset because they're being attacked by women who are held by oaths that state that they can't be attacked by them,
Right.
unless they're viewed as threats.
Our Black Asha, our
yeah,
dark friends.
All sorts of problems with letting them lead the fix, the correction, and
Right.
maybe he doesn't word it perfectly and in its entirety, but his thought process is on point.
Yeah.
They're certainly not going to do it with the 5 or 6 of them that he could guarantee loyalty, right?
That's I really think Logain is going to kind of be the savior of the Black Tower, if you can call it that.
I hope. I won't say I hope so, but that makes sense.
It makes sense.
And even remember he has a new vision over him from Min.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he like wearing some crown and being all in charge?
A halo.
Halo.
Are you talking about Logan? Yeah.
Yeah. He's got something making them all, so.
He's almost as awesome as Tall Mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, back to Tall Mayonnaise.
Back to Tall Mayonnaise.
All right. So Jessamine tells Tall Mayonnaise that the wound's beyond her ability to heal, and also tells him that, hey, I feel channeling. There's Black Asha sisters that are with them too, so we got to be super careful. And they're in this one section of the city that's not burning because it's near the Waygate, but it also happens to be the quarter where the dragons are located. So they're trying to kind of sneak around, kind of avoiding a major skirmish at this point to try to get to the dragons first. And they start to hear explosions. So next thing to know, it's yeah.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
And even though I know it's coming, good job, Alan.
He makes it to the spot where the dragons are supposed to be, and they're not there anymore.
Yeah, but then Trollocs come everywhere,
and there's also no fire. So he's like, "Darn, they've won. They've got it." And
they just took him away. So
even in this moment, he hadn't given up, though. There was a moment of doubt, but he hasn't given up. Like,
yep,
I can understand now why the fandom likes Tall Mayonnaise. This prologue alone.
Well, this scene right here is awesome because it's when he starts fighting the Trollocs and he's fighting where he sees a shadow behind him and he goes to swing and it slides away. It's like, that was unnatural. Turns around, it's an eyeless, and he's like, another one. And of course,
I killed one of you already. So
yeah, and he realized this point. He's like
another one down and another one down.
Yeah,
in
his head, he's like, the problem is most people are so fearful of just being touched by the blade. I'm already a dead man. I don't have to worry about that same fear. Like, like
the blade hits him in the cheek. The dead man smiling like, I got you.
And he's like I'm still coming at you.
All right. So indirectly, but I feel like I earned a chicken sandwich here. I've said before, and I'll say it again without getting into too much depth, the most, I won't even say dangerous, but the most capable person in a fight, in a battle, in a whatever, in a confrontation, is the person who, for whatever reason, has decided they have nothing left to lose.
Right.
And I've mentioned this. It was early on in this podcast.
Well, yeah, and we talked about that. It's in Sun Tzu's Art of War. Like, always leave a alley or a retreat place for enemy. You always want to leave a retreat because you'll take more casualties if you
Right.
cut off, if they have no choice but to die, you will lose as an attacking force more troops because
Well, the opposite side of it, the experience, and I've tried to share this before, is you could go online and you can read about Medal of Honor winners.
right.
There's at least 2 on there right now that I knew personally, and knew their character and spoke to before they the instances, the situations they were in, and it was of no surprise to me, and it was because they had the mindset, they had a peace with God, they had a peace with their loved ones, and more importantly, they had already accepted death.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like tall mayonnaise where they had a wound and they knew they were going to die. They just accepted the task that to be the most effective, they had to accept their mortality.
Right.
And they embraced it all encompassingly. So in the moment that the bullets flied, when the grenade was thrown in the Humvee, people talk about a choice that had to be made. I could tell you, I know of at least one person. There was no choice. There was an obvious move to cover the grenade and shield everybody else and continue on with the fight. But it's that decision made ahead of time. Now for Tall Mayonnaise, it was obvious and it was kind of thrust upon him. I don't think he would have chosen death per se, but his mortality was 100% as far as everything he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in future chapters we realize he survives. Part of me is hoping.
I
but
hope so.
this
Well,
is
you
not
know
what-
who did come to fight today? Who was ready for violence? Aludra.
Aludra
casually.
casually.
She was just flat out like, so Tall Mayonnaise does this thing and chops the head off
Mm-hmm.
of the Fade.
Yeah.
And then everybody he was linked with drops dead. And they had already heard of the boom earlier, which brought them there.
Yeah.
And they look past the mountain of Trolloc because they hear a voice asking them to identify themselves.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, it's Aludra. He's like, please tell me you have the dragons. And she's like, why would I not have them? Like, there's nothing else more important
What's
in this
behind me,
entire
Grandma?
city
Right.
than my dragons. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if what that says about her as a human being. Like, did she prioritize the dragons over life? No, there are a lot of people with her. But are those people there because she knew she's going to need legs to carry her dragons, or are they there because she genuinely cared? That's what I'm still trying to work out in my mind.
Yeah.
May not be like forced into that decision. I guess I immediately took it as her focus for the dragons,
Yeah.
hands down. But like, if in doing that you could preserve life, preserve it. I took her as a Tall Mayonnaise-esque type character that understands the big picture. I
Mhm.
know her building them, like there was some vengeful type reasoning for it, and she's mixed up in that with Matt and whatever. But I think she understands the impact of what she made.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. I'm jokingly saying this. Like, Aludra's by far a favorite character, not just in this chapter, but in the book.
Yeah.
Because like she has a task, she gets her task done, she does a phenomenal job at it. She
Yeah.
expands on the
But she
task.
still
Like,
understands the big picture, I think.
yeah.
Or at
She
least I
does.
feel that way.
Well,
Yeah.
she wouldn't have created weapons of war when her job is to create fun things to bring people joy.
Yeah.
But we also know her passion is to create anything she can with gunpowder.
Yep.
Remember when she invented the match
Yeah.
Yes.
in the barn and she was trying to hide I'm gonna retire off of this. Don't be stealing my technology. Look,
Yeah.
she can
So-
afford that, but she also understands. Look, could Aludra, with her skills, have fled the city and survived, no risk to her, or minimal risk to her?
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. She's still there. So to your point, does it matter? Is it to preserve the strategic goal of holding on to these dragons, or is it to save the people? once you're risking that much, it almost doesn't matter to me. You're still putting other people, big picture or short term, and their needs in front of your own.
Yeah.
And at this point,
she's dynamite.
And at this point, yeah, thank you, Zool. At this point, he tells her that their retreat's been cut off and that they should head to the East Gates with the dragons and see if they have better luck there. So,
and then we have Muggy Dean.
And then we switch to Muggy Dean. Muggy Dean. Yeah, Muggy Dean, however you want to say it.
Mogedian.
Yeah.
She has definitely been through it.
She has. She's
and
there with.
Again, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said she's there with a Morden.
This prologue taught us so much. Like we've talked about a lot, but have we really talked about everything? I don't. Like we learn about
There's a lot of reveals.
Dream shards.
Yeah,
like,
dream shards.
Now this is definitely a Brandon Sanderson introduction term. Like I don't think Robert Jordan would have ever.
Dream
I
shards.
feel like that.
The dream shards were in Knife of Dreams. They've been around for a couple books.
Oh, well, I just didn't pay attention to it.
So the dome that they were trying. That's a dream shard.
Oh,
What dome?
The dome that Perrin was in, they couldn't channel in and everything like that. That they had. That's a dream shard.
I guess the term.
I think that was
they call that a spike or something.
Oh, dream spike. Sorry, dream spike.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now it's a dream shard.
Is that same but different, or
no? It is.
I felt like they were slightly different.
Yeah,
it's different. You're right.
Okay.
Never mind.
Damn.
It's getting late.
Wait, high five, Chris. We corrected Alan.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
Dream
anyway,
spike, dream shard. Whatever.
So we have like Morden's reality essentially, and then we've got the term for the pendants with the souls in it, and we've got the fact that Morden can create his own world, and it's Tela Anriad and Dream adjacent. Like we're learning that there's so much more you can do with the power, and so much more you can create different realities. You can craft different things to happen. Like the fact that, I know I'm skipping ahead, they look down into the water and they're like bodies that are of people that are alive, but every time they breathe, they're breathing in water, and there's a monster eating them from underneath, and then all of a sudden he like dries up the water, and they think they're gonna escape, and then the monster's eating them and get like, yeah, I would have killed to have seen this on Amazon Prime. Like
on the big screen, he went there.
Pissed. I am so pissed. That much more just off this prologue. Like this book is going to be fire, and a TV show with all of this in it. First off, would have been rated R. Like it, but
TVMA, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
You know what? You know what's going to hurt Alan? I'm going to say it. Let's say Amazon kept going and they went 8 seasons, right? And the 8th season was the final season.
And they killed everybody.
The first episode of the final season would have been nothing but a tall mayonnaise POV.
Oh man.
Think about it. If that's all you did for the opening, and then at the end, even if at the end, and assuming he dies, if he dies, even at the end he dies, or leaves it at the cliffhanger, he probably dies, whatever.
Yeah.
If that's your first episode, you start the final season going, ah!
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I mean, that's how I did listening to this part of the book.
Yeah, we learned a whole lot right in this scene. I mean, obviously, we also learned that Morden still wears Sindane's Korsova, and reveals that he's the one who killed Lanfear to give her a new body. So he went into the,
which is super cruel. Why didn't he just grab her and take her out?
To get her out of where the 6 foxes were, out of the Sinhole.
Yeah. The easiest, safest way. We talked about this when Moraine mentioned it. It was like, all right, let's not get too excited about her being dead, because remember, when you die, who do you go to? And then when we were introduced to the dude that came in looking for somebody else, like, oh, they were looking for Lanfear to fucking shank her.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I'm still
It was
confused why
a
he didn't just
simple
grab
way
hold
to
of
get
her and take
control
her
over her.
out.
Yeah. And then Demon Dread comes in, followed by this super ugly woman that like Moghedien's like, who's that? And like looks her close, just like, I recognize that walk. And then she talks like,
All of them.
really? And Morden's like, this is Heslom, which means without
Heslom,
forgiveness in Old Tog. And Moghedien's like, that's Grindel. It's like, you will not use that name. She doesn't deserve that name.
She's been stripped of that name. The fact that they're taking people's names, like she didn't get her that's not even her government name. That was her title, I guess, at that point
Yeah.
anyway. But like they just stripped everybody of titles, and you literally have 4 generals essentially left, and you're still punishing them. At this point, the Dark One, Dark Lord, whatever you want to call him, should have been like, we need to boost morale a little bit. But instead, they're like, whatever plots and schemes you have planned, you need to finish them, not get over them. Like you need to get over yourselves
Wrap them
and
up.
the
Real
hatred you
deal is
have for
happening
each
now.
other. But I need you to wrap up all your schemes and stuff. Like he still gave permission for them to finish their scheming. Like,
well, because what I take is when they came into this deal, the Forsaken, Chosen, whatever you want to call them, there was essentially a contract, verbal or otherwise, of you get all of this autonomy, authority. You could plot plan this, that, and the other. Dead, but you can fuck it. I'll give you power. I'll plush you up. The only thing I require is when it is game time that you are on my team and my team alone, and you wrap your shit up, and we get to doing business. And that's where we're at now.
Yep.
So it's like the closing of the deal. It's like, remember all those things I promised you? Yep. Clock's ticking. You have 3 days to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Or whatever the timeline is. And then what you owe me is about to go down.
Yeah.
And
So
we
I'm
know
about to
it's
hold you to
really
Wiggy Road.
seriously about to go down when he opens up a door and brings in
Mazentine. Yeah.
I wasn't surprised here.
Yeah. Brings him in. It's like,
nobody's
hey,
surprised.
we've gone too few. There's 2, so we need a new Chosen. And yeah, it's like his name is no longer Taib.
You
His
know,
new name is Mahil.
Disappointed, but not at all surprised.
Okay. Why are you disappointed?
Because we knew from the get-go it was going to go wrong, but I was hoping we would be proven wrong.
You're hoping he was Demon Dread, and now they're in the same room together.
That was me.
No, that was
I was hard on him being Demon Dread.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't Demon Dread, but I was hoping maybe he was actually training these people to do the right thing.
Yeah, no. Nope.
I didn't
he's in charge of training new Dreadlords. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. I didn't guess this, but this makes the most sense without him being one of the Chosen, because he was.
Well, he is now.
he was above and beyond every other dark friend we ran into.
Yeah.
Although to Moghedien's credit, and probably everybody else in the room, it reminds me of the Band of Brothers series, the episode about the replacements. You know, they're equally trained and competent the way everybody else was when they started out as one of the airborne for Easy Company. But the people that have had a little like experience in it are like, fucking newbies. Are you kidding me?
And they had that like you said, that knee-jerk reaction. We have to give him the same respect we give each other. Like he's not even from the right time. Like he hasn't been around long enough to know anything. And he's like, well, this man's brought us multiple Dreadlords, and I'm gonna let you know now, you need to be on his team. He's gonna be on your team, because like the end is now. Like this is the actual end. So yeah.
And at this point, Demon Dread speaks up and is like, I don't care what's really going on, but Rand's mine. Dude's Theron's mine.
And you have Moghedien in the background going, yeah, I can see that might be an issue with Taim there. He looks like he wants a piece of Rand as well.
And Morden too, I think.
Uh-huh.
They all do.
They all want a piece of
They
him.
all want a
Like,
piece. Yeah, Maya wants Rand almost as much as Demon Dread does.
yeah.
But yeah, Morden tells her that she's to assist Demon Dread in watching over one of the armies that lacks proper monitoring. We don't know what that means yet, but yeah. And that's how we end this scene, where we switch to the last scene with our boy Tall Mayonnaise.
Glory.
Yeah.
Glory, Tall Mayonnaise.
Glory, Tall
He
Mayonnaise. So
can't
Tall
get a
Mayonnaise
break.
is lying, barely unconscious. I imagine this is like the scene like where everything's kind of muffled sound, and you're kind of coming back to, and you're lying on the ground and trying to figure out what's going on. He's hearing Guy, doesn't already know where he is, but Gaibon and Danelle are arguing above him, and they're cornered at this point. They can't reach the walls because when they get close to the walls, the Trollocs are on top, throwing spears down to anyone that comes close. And Eludra's there setting all the charges for the dragons.
Well, they're trying to figure out the best direction to aim the charge. And I had this thought too before it came up. So I'm glad I was on the same page as Tall Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I was like, if y'all don't break a hole in the wall and go out the back door, like,
Get the F out.
create a new way out.
He's coming too, and this is when the Borderlanders find like, I think it's time, dude. You're
Yeah, give me 2 fists. Let's do it.
Let's
You're
do it.
struggling.
And he starts pulling his blade out, and he's like, nope, I'm not dying. He stands up and he like looks around and surveys the situation. He goes, you said only a few of those could take out a wall, right? And Eludra's like, yeah. And it's like, all right, quickly turn those ones around, point them at the walls. Like, it's like, but the walls have been there. Gaibon's like, but the walls have been there for centuries, and it's the pride of Andor. And it's like, point them at the walls.
Yeah. To your point, Chris, and I think the way they wrote it somewhat makes sense. All right, so you have all the people.
Yeah.
And all the people have their entire existence thought that within the walls of Andor is the safest of safe. Like maybe outside those walls on their farm, they're a little less safe, whatever. But inside those walls, there's nothing that can touch them.
I forgot one thing real fast. As he's coming to and saying, no, don't kill me, he says,
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
What's bad is as I was talking, I saw your hand motion and your facial expression, and I was like, oh, Alan forgot to do his little video clip.
It's getting late, guys.
I know
So
you too well.
yeah.
But yeah, and then of course Gaibon we talked about earlier about him being narrowly focused about his duties.
Yeah.
And then with Tall Mayonnaise, who's kind of the outsider who's able to look at it objectively, he's been kind of pretty much in and out of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So what you say makes sense, that how did they not figure this out? Like the writers also kind of gave a plausible out for how did they not figure this out. They were blinded by their own preconceived notions.
At this point, they're exhausted.
There's
I mean,
the Tall Mayonnaise is the outsider that, well, trust me, he's exhausted too.
Yeah.
But when he kind of shakes it off and looks around and he goes, obvious death to the right. I mean, we could go down to the blaze of glory, obvious death to the right. To the left, a wall. What do we have? Big fucking cannons. Death wall, death wall, death wall, cannons. Hey, turn a couple of those around.
Yeah. And like I said, he sees the wall break as he collapses back down to the ground out of fade to black.
Hold on, Alan. I know we're rushing because we're late tonight.
Yeah.
But can we give some Eludra credit and some Matt credit and even, dare I say, Elaine credit to the development of these cannons?
Yeah.
Can we talk about how, we did a salvo of cannon fire and thousands. I can't put where do I put the emphasis so y'all get it?
Yeah.
Thousands of Trollocs.
Yeah.
Ripped apart.
Yeah.
By like 1 or 2 shots of these.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to understand, all right, we knew this was a big technological leap.
Mm-hmm.
How does this compare to what Aes Sedai do? and how will this work against an enemy like bazillion Trollocs coming along? They only flung a couple of shots without, and they even pointed out, all right, so for these to be truly effective, you need infantry. It's not a single piece. You should have other parts of battle incorporated, and then they're really effective. They didn't have any of the other things. All they had were these cannon,
Mm-hmm.
and they destroyed thousands, obliterated them,
Yeah.
right? So we need to give some credit to the people who had the idea, that developed that, whatever. They were used in a way that they were not supposed to be used, in a desperate situation that wasn't imagined,
Right.
and they were still wildly effective.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They have boom boom sticks.
They
Yes.
had
I have boom boom stick.
Yeah, for any of you all that like in the series, Aludra is your favorite character. I felt the need to point that out.
Yeah.
That even using them in a way that like was far from ideal,
Yeah.
Hello?
they kicked a butt and
Okay.
they took names.
Y'all froze for a minute for me. Sorry.
Okay. And cheese. You didn't mention your cheese.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else from these chapters?
No, they were great chapters.
Okay. Cool. Anything we missed? Nothing. All right. Favorite character?
Shit. Chris, you go first.
Favorite character.
I'm not going to say him. I am going to say, you know what? This go around, I'm going to give it to our person with split personalities. I'm going to give it to Slayer.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I say that because we get a little bit of insight into how he grew up. We realize that he grew up in a land right next to the cage of, the Dark One.
Yeah,
He was corrupted literally by the land.
he was.
And nobody thought about these people when they put that prison there.
Ooh.
And he was clearly a street rat, kind of an urchin type person. And so he made the best
Don't buy that.
and his best
Let's not be so hasty.
hunt.
Still, I
So-
think he's rather tasty.
See, he
You're
gets my
making a
vote.
great one.
Good deal.
Threw you for a
Ian?
loop there, didn't I?
I'm not going to say the obvious because in Alan, don't now's your time to shine. Otherwise, prove yourself a dark friend. Because Alan is going to choose the one true favorite character here. And I won't take it away from him after everything he's invested. So, shit. Who does that leave? I will say a close second would be Aludra.
Okay.
We didn't touch on her much, but when we did, I pointed out she had every out. And then we asked the questions, was it to save the cannons? Was it to save the people? And was it for her
She was my second person.
selfish revenge? Considering what she was facing, none of that really weighs against it. So it could only be without even the author writing it in there. It could only be to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And the right thing was the people. The right thing was the canon.
It's just the best prologue in the series. It's up there.
It's so good. And Alan, don't mess it up, brother.
Yeah. So obviously the answer is Sleet for
No.
Ah.
Don't you do it, because I will change my answer unless you fix yourself right now.
No, you get the tall man. Come
Thank
on.
you. Oh my gosh.
But Sleet's a close second.
If you would have stuck to anything other than tall mayonnaise, I would have said we risked the legitimacy of this entire podcast.
Sleet's hilarious though.
You've done it.
That Ileana woman, that's not Ileana.
All right. I'll give that credit. Look, we don't have time to go through all the reasons why tall mayonnaise is the choice, but talk about them just a little bit, Alan. Just Just a couple points.
Tom Menes is Matt's boy. I love Tom Menes, and when you get to know him, he is awesome. Like, just I don't know. He's one of my favorite characters. Just because when the shit hits the fan, he stands on his business.
Yeah. You're joking, but also serious. I'm still fresh in my reread. I'm not long past when Tom Mayonnaise met Matt when Rand was going to fight to get Karian back because was it the Shido went in there and he was getting ready to find whatever. And Matt accidentally found himself like looking at the battle saying, here's a problem. I need to go fix it. Throws himself in there. And after Matt talks for a couple seconds, Tall Mayonnaise recognized it. Tall Mayonnaise listened and went, this guy knows his deal. And he was like, I'll follow you. And then he convinced everybody else to follow him. Tall Mayonnaise had the vision. Just he's about the business. He recognized the business, knew that, and just followed it. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Good deal. So next week we'll be doing 2 chapters. Just 2. Chapter 1, chapter 2. So it's Eastward the Wind Blew and The Choice of Anaja.
Ooh. Who hasn't picked Anaja yet?
Yeah.
Did Nynaeve declare her Aja before she left?
I don't know.
Has Elaine declared an Aja yet?
I don't know.
Is it possible, though, we're going back to our red Aja circling with our Ashaman.
Okay.
And because it is so so opposite what the red Aja would ever do, specifically this red Aja, that's why we have this chapter title, that it's a choice of an Aja.
Yeah.
Maybe we're beyond the initial let me pick, and now it's reality is forcing me into this actual real life choice of am I going to continue to be what a red has always been?
Right.
Or decide a different future? Maybe it's that.
Good question.
Choices.
Yeah. F you choices. Or maybe they bring it back and it ends up being a better version. What was the first chapter title?
Eastward the Wind Blew.
Oh yeah, because we get the introductory chapter of the beginning and the wind blows from the east.
Yeah, there's no reason to try to take guesses on what's what for this chapter.
Read an F off.
Lowercase a, italicized, in parentheses, underlined. Look, we get it. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, how we get found is at thewillreads.com. It's the website that has all the cool stuff like links, and support us on Patreon. We'll give you a cool shout out, all that cool stuff. Buy some merch. We have some merch. It's cool. All the cool stuff. Join us on social media. Discord. Yeah, we have been loving the uptick in a lot of people sharing their thoughts and the new reader channels. At least I have. It's been a lot of fun reading those. People trying to figure it out. I live vicariously through my first time readers that I own that are in my basement. I'll feed you guys later. The funny thing is I don't have a basement. I live in a part of the country that it will flood if I have a basement. There are some houses in my neighborhood that do, and they all flood. Anyways, so but we love reading. At least I do. Love reading through all of them. I read through every single one of those comments. So I don't always respond, but I read them.
Bring it.
Yeah. So that's all. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and that's all I got for tonight because I need to go to sleep.
Me too.
Until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving device ready and strapped on.
Oh, where are we going tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about?
Time traveling